Greetings, humans. Today on Exploring Limitations, I'm very excited to show you the world's first optical spring reverb pedal made by Gamechanger Audio. Here we go! Optical spring reverb. Very interesting. Would you like to hear the rest of this video with this effect pedal on? No. I'll spare you, but I will continue to use it in a little bit. This is super exciting, and I know I'm a little bit late to the game, but this is a very, very fascinating, very unique pedal. It is the world's first optical spring reverb pedal. Well, you might ask yourself, what is optical spring reverb? But we should really ask ourselves, what is spring reverb? Without going into the entire history, the short version is Hammond, the organ company, figured out a way to make a mechanical spring reverb for their electric organs. Reverb is a topic that you could do hours and hours on. The concept is really quite simple. You basically take a slinky or a spring, and you can see right here that there are 3 springs. On one end, you have a transducer where you're sending the signal, and then that vibration is going through the spring, and it's being picked up by another transducer. And that's what the reverb sound is. Companies went on to put spring reverb tanks in guitar amps, and they became very popular with guitar players. The mechanical nature of them is very fun. Everyone probably remembers this sound, right? That's right. If you drop your spring, they wiggle around and they make a sound. But what makes this an optical spring reverb? Well, I'm gonna have to consult the manual to help you out here. Quoting the manual. To capture the full range of the spring's movements, the light pedal uses multiple sets of special infrared optical sensors that act as photoelectric pickups. Each set of infrared sensors is directed at a different point on the moving spring's surface, thus giving access to a whole range of additional reverb textures and tones. Honestly, I liken this very much to guitar pickups. Most simple guitars, these are single coils. You have a neck and then a bridge pickup, and you can combine the two. Now, the tones are pretty standard, pretty drastic. So check out when I just play the neck pickup. It's deep, it's fat. Now just the bridge pickup. It's a little more nasally. And now both of them together. You get the best of both worlds. Do that again real quick. So the true innovation in this pedal is that, like a guitar's pickups, there are different sensors along the spring capturing different harmonic frequencies of the vibrating spring. You can use the control knob and it visually shows you which sensors are coming up. So like sweeping through those pickups, let's just sweep through a couple of these sensors real quick. This is very nasally, like a bridge pickup. And a little bit deeper in the middle. And then very deep for some reason on the end. So check this out. Pretty neat, huh? I was just showing you the different sensors, but as we get into the modes, this company thought of everything. So they use that ability to switch and combine sensors to their advantage. And you can end up with some tremolo sounds and wild feedback sounds. And a little bit later, you'll hear a little ditty where every instrument goes through the optical spring reverb pedal. So without further ado, let's get into the features. This is a very well-designed pedal, so let's start with things on the left side. Right off the bat, you're hearing me through the pedal, and it's totally dry, right? That's because you have 3 master volumes controlling 3 different things. Dry signal, which is obvious. Hello, you should hear me getting louder, 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 softer, 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 and I'll be gone. Pretty straightforward. Spring is the sound of the traditional spring reverb, or at least the transducers. This is not the optical sensors. So here, bring that in a bit. Check it out. It's very, very echoey, washy, and very good. We'll turn that down. Now the optical section is the master volume for the optical sensors. Go figure. So here's how these sound. Now these are like the pickups. They're more accurate. It's not the full spring. More accurate. They can hone in on certain tones like we were doing earlier. See, check this out. Now you can combine optical and the spring and you get an even fuller sound. Let me take out my dry voice for a second. Hello. Now this is just the wet signal. Wet signal of both spring and optical. Let me take out the spring. Now that's gone. Now it's just the optical. Moving on to the next knob, we are in the simplest mode, and this is tone, just like tone on a guitar. So have a listen. Right now it's at noon, but if I pull it down, it's going to get darker. Hello. 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 All the way up. And it's all the high spot. Hello. Tone. Wow. Tone. That's fun. That's straightforward. The switches, you can opt to leave your tails on or off when you switch it off. So check this out. Spring reverb, hello, I'm talking, and then when I turn the pedal off, you can hear it trail. But if I turn this off, spring reverb, hello, you turn it off, and it's gone. That's a great feature, especially for performance-wise. It's fun sometimes to be able to kill the reverb real quick. It can be very dramatic. Like that. The latch switch is a pretty cool feature as well. When it's on, the pedal acts like a normal pedal, and this turns everything off. But when you disengage latch, now your reverb becomes a momentary reverb. So you could be playing and be like, yeah, baby, and then just continue going, and the tails are coming. So that's a cool feature too. Cool feature for mixing, cool for performing. Moving on to the right side of the pedal, I'm gonna pick up a guitar so we can play with it a little bit more musically than just my stupid voice. Man, my baritone guitar crapped out on me. That's sad, but luckily my studio partner Eric has this. Anyway, let's look at the right side of the light pedal, shall we? Basically, the way to think of it is these are your modes. This is your mode switch. You've got optics, sweep, tremolo, reflect, feedback, and harmonic. Now for each of those individual modes, the control knob does something different. And we'll see that in a second. Drive drives the actual input into the spring. So you can actually get some kind of overdrive tones. Here, check it out. I'm turning the dry signal off. That's pretty straightforward. That's what drive is. We'll keep it around noon for all of this stuff right now. And before I move on to the modes, gate. It's global and it does two things. When you turn it to the left, it acts like a normal gate where it cuts off the tail. Check it out. To the left. So it makes the tail shorter to a point where you can even get it as short as your actual notes. Which is pretty sick for drums, you know? Who doesn't love gated drums? To the right side, it does the opposite. It ducks the reverb when you first strike a note or a chord, and then it swells in. Pretty neat, huh? That's the gate feature, but let's keep that at noon as well. Now, to the modes. Optics. That means you can control which sensors you're using on the springs. As we mentioned earlier, you can oscillate, and there you can see it oscillating, so check it. We kind of already went over that, so let's move on to sweep. So according to the manual, sweep is a modulation mode that rhythmically scrolls back and forth between different optical sensor pairs. And the control knob adjusts the rate of the sweeping motion, which you can hear now. You can go so slow, it's crazy. That would be really cool for a sustained thing, like this. Look how cool it looks, look at that, that's crazy. Too much fun. By the way, if you don't know what that is, that's an EBO, and that's one of the first videos I ever made. Made on tape, EBO. The next mode is tremolo. Trem is an optical tremolo mode that turns the sensors on and off rhythmically. So the previous one sweeps between them, and this one turns them on and off. So that kind of becomes like a traditional tremolo. Reflect mode. Manual says this mode is a lo-fi delay that will send instrument signal back into the reverb tank several times. The control knob adjusts the delay rate. Whoa. There we go. It's very lo-fi. So let's move on to feedback. Feedback mode sets the spring tank into self-oscillation, which lets you create various drones and wall of sound type distorted reverb pads. Lots of potential uses when paired with an expression pedal or when in momentary mode. Oh yes! Which is momentary mode is when you turn the latch to off. Let's see what that's like. That one gets a little weird. So let's get to harmonic mode. In harmonic mode, the spring tank is driven by a special circuit designed to produce a lot of overtones and harmonics. Think of it as a shimmer reverb effect, but produced naturally within the spring tank. I'm a big fan of shimmer reverb. Let's see if this is close. And pull that gate down a little bit. Ooh, check this out. I gotta play some of the drums. Hey, that's pretty incredible considering that's being created totally mechanically. There's no digital effect here. That's all the features in a nutshell. Again, I'm gonna link some better videos down below that have like a full gamut of every little niche detail that there is. So without further ado, let's get to the experiment. Well, it's a little bit of a misnomer today. I'm just gonna show you, I created a track with drums, guitar, and bass. Everything went through this light pedal, so let me solo out some of the music and let you hear it. First, let's start with the drums. So what I was doing, I was playing with the gate. So it was like this. So I had it on a short setting and I was playing with the gate to get some different rhythmic effects with the drums, which is fun. And let's hear the guitar. So predictable, right? Use the tremolo setting. It's pretty cool, it's pretty fun. Again, you'll hear the whole ditty together at the end of this video. Let's hear the bass. Reverb on bass? What? I gated the bass reverb a little bit. Hear what they all sound like together. Everything has reverb on it. I'll play the whole thing at the end. Right now, you're just gonna get a snippet. So there you have it. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts. I love mechanical reverb of all kinds. If I could, I would have a big old plate reverb too. In fact, pretty sure I could make one of those myself. They're not hard. Spring reverbs aren't hard to make either, but this is way beyond what you would expect from a spring reverb. And man, the tones you can get are just so crazy. Some of them are so crazy. To me, this isn't just for guitar players. To me, this is a powerful tool in the studio, with whether you're mixing or using it on a drum machine or a bass or some other unusual instrument. It sounds great on vocals. With this dry knob, pulling it out, you can use it as a reverb send, no problem, because you can just take the dry signal out. So I'm officially back in the swing of things. It's been a minute. For those of you who've been following me for a while, you know that here in March 2022, I had ear surgery. I had a stapedectomy. More on that in the future. It's a pretty major ear surgery, so it's taken me a little while to recover, but here we are. And here we are in a new studio space. I already gave a studio tour earlier this year. I'll have to do another one. This one's way bigger. I'm excited to finally continue to make videos. To be honest, I feel a little rusty, so thank you for bearing with me here. Stick around to hear the whole recording of all the musical instruments on the Optical Spring Reverb. But with that, as always, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for continuing to watch. Peace, and be good to each other. I gotta learn how to read again. I really gotta learn how to read again. Oof. Which lets you, feedback mode. I can't read anymore. It's been like 3 months since I've done one of these. Ciao, bellissimos.